See if that fits me. Oh god, my hair looks like a mess, whatever. So hopefully, I'm gonna have to start using a platform for this, I guess. And we'll start. I am the bone of my sword. Steel is my body and fire is my blood. I have created 1,000 blades unknown to death, nor known to life. Have withstood pain to create many weapons, yet those hands will never hold anything. So I pray unlimited blade works. When I came to, I was in a burning field. I guess there was a big fire. Not sure it's safe now. The familiar town had turned to ashes, and it looked like the remains of a battlefield from a movie. That didn't last long either. The fire had died down by the time the sun rose. The tall wall of flame had shortened, and most of the buildings had fallen. It felt strange being the only thing in the place that still had its original form. I was the only one still alive around here. I must have been really lucky, or my house was built in a very lucky spot. Look at this cat, oh my god, this cat. I felt that since I survived, I should live on. I started walking aimlessly because I thought it would be dangerous to just stay here. I wasn't really concerned about getting burned up like the people lying around me. Probably because over and over, above not wanting to be like them, I had a stronger feeling in my mind. But still, I had no hope. It was already a wonder I was still alive, so I couldn't expect to be saved. I won't survive. Whatever happens, I won't be able to escape from this red world. It was such an absolute hell that even a small child could understand it. And I collapsed. Was it because there was no air? Was it because no function was left in my body? Anyway, I collapsed and stayed up at the clouded sky. Everything around me was burned up, and I could see many shriveled people. The dark clouds loomed overhead, telling me it would rain soon. That's good. The fire will be put out once it rains. In the end, I sighed deeply and looked at the sky. I say to myself that it hurts. I say so on behalf of all the people who couldn't even say so. That was 10 years ago. After that, I was miraculously saved. My body survived. But I think all the other things about me burned up and were reduced to ashes. Nothing left for him. Take away a child's parents, home, all such things, there's nothing left for him. That's why there was only my body. I think it's a simple story. In other words, in order to let my body live, my heart died. Uh-huh. Look at you, Bunny. You're looking really glorious, huh? I'm dreaming. Squint my eyes at the white light. So bright, I think. I was just entering my eyes when I woke up, but I'm not used to it. I probably didn't even understand what the bright light meant. My eyes focus, I'm surprised. I'm lying on an unfamiliar bed in an unfamiliar room. I'm surprised, but the room is so white and clean, I feel safe. Hey, Wolf, what's up? Where am I? I look around. The room is big and there are many beds. A person is in each bed and everyone seems to be hurt. But nothing feels ill in this room. Everyone who's hurt is someone who was saved. I relax and let my eyes wander. Outside the window, the bright blue sky was unbelievably beautiful. After a few days, I finally understood. I could clearly remember what had happened in the last few days. Even so, I was no different from a newborn baby. Not just a metaphor, it was close to the truth. Anyway, it was a terrible fire. I had been saved from it. Was in the hospital with my body wrapped in bandages and my parents were gone. I didn't get the situation, but I vaguely understood that I was alone. I think I understood quickly. Well, there was nothing but children in similar situations around me, so all I could do was absorb the fact. And after that man came, right when I was beginning to worry what would happen to me next. He came on the day my bandages were taken off and I was able to eat without help. Wrinkled coat and uncombed hair. That man, a bit younger than the doctor, felt more like a big brother than a father.
Konnichiwa. Kimi ga Shiro-kun da ne?
A smile that seems to melt into the white sunlight. I think it was a suspicious voice, but a very kind voice.
率直に聞くけど、孤児院に預けられるのと、初めて会ったおじさんに引き取られるの、君はどっちがいいかな?
That man was saying he could adopt me. When I asked him if he was a relative of mine, he said he was just a stranger. He looked like an unreliable guy with no future. But it made no difference, I knew nothing about either one, him or the orphanage. So I decided to go with him.
そうか。よかった。なら早く身支度を済ませよう。新しい家に一日でも早く慣れなくっちゃいけないからね。
The guy quickly started packing my stuff. His packing wasn't very good, even in the eyes of a child. Then after making a big mess...
おっと、大切なことを言い忘れた。うちに来る前に、一つだけ教えなくちゃいけないことがある。はじめに言っておくとね、僕は魔法使いなんだ。
he says in a serious, exaggerated tone. Happened in an instant. Come to think of it now, I was really a child back then. I automatically believed those words.
うわ、じいさんすごいな。
I guess I said so with bright eyes. Since that time, I became his child. Actually, I don't remember what I said back then. My father would always talk about that day. He would remember and retell the story again and again. So for my father, Emiya Kiritsugu, that might have been the happiest day of his life. So, I guess it was strange for my father to tell me that he was a sorcerer. But I was strange as well for admiring that. And thus I became an adopted son, and my last name became Emiya. Emiya Shiro. When I said my name, I was really proud of having the same last name as Kiritsugu. I'm dreaming. A story from my childhood. It was when I finally convinced my father to make me his student, so it must have been about 8 years ago. When I was old enough to stay at home by myself, Kiritsugu started to leave the house on a regular basis. He would say in his normal tone that he would travel the world and actually act on the words. That's how it was after that. It was normal for him to leave the house empty for a month, and he sometimes wouldn't come home for half a year. So I'm gonna stop for now because I'm getting kind of tired. Because I'm not feeling so great. But oh man, Bunny! Oh boy! Oh boy! What did he say so that? Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay, we'll host somebody up, I guess. Mm. Mm. Wind goddess. And so.
Whenever Jeans 2 is bad, I just remember at least it's not the fidget spinner.
Myself for hours, but it's more like just trying to kind of talk to myself in a way where people can continuously be engaged, because you can talk by yourself for so long before people get bored and just go away. Even if you have
Yeah, no, it goes in forever.
Wait, that's it.
it's very hard unless it's like certain situations, because there is a podcast I watched, and a guy's by himself and he just talks about a study. So it's not really something that you need to talk to somebody about, and the study was really lengthy, so he can describe it and do all some sort of stuff. I can't do that, so... Alright, can you play? No, I can't, because I have to finish my noodles. I'm a slowpoke. I told you extra Pokemon. I told you. Excuse me. Just go off camera. Don't use a spoon. Just go off camera. No. No. And drink the soup. No. Noodles. Hi, Prince David. I am enjoying watching you eat. I enjoy myself eating. I can't believe Pokemon told me to get away from the camera and drink the soup on the side. No. Thank you. I'm eating my soup in peace.